Well, I can say what I'd like about my lesser counterpart, but I can't say she hasn't changed a lot in the past 2 years. After realizing I should probably take a look at her so-called handiwork, I decided it was about time I addressed some obvious flaws. Who knew she used to be such an idiot? After all, what could you expect from someone who literally can fall apart at the drop of a hat? If I can't rip her to shreds my way, which would be preferable, I guess I'll have to find a new way. Let's take a look at her first videos. I'll show you what I'm talking about. What was that? Did you seriously not hear that sound? Could you not be bothered to cut that out of your video?
Daddy, I had a bad dream.
Yes, Satan? Oh, I'm sorry, sir. You sounded like someone else.
I can tell this was made in iMovie specifically for this joyous occasion.
The oddness of the situation wakes you up more fully. You can barely make out your daughter's pale form in the darkness of your room. Why not, sweetie?
What father sounds like that? Sweetheart, why not go to the bathroom before we leave? Hun, why not brush your teeth before you go to bed? Kiddo, why not use dumb inflections when mimicking real people?
They believe that the five senses clouded our awareness of eternity, and without them, a human could actually establish a connection with God by thought.
How about you establish a connection with a glass of water? Your dry mouth is driving me crazy.
Although the test subject retained full muscular function, he could not see, hear, taste, smell, or feel.
Thank you, Flight Attendant Anzy.
In every waking moment, his consciousness was bombarded by hundreds of voices that refused to leave him alone.
Well, that probably has something to do with the fact that she didn't check her mic levels and the whispering is way too loud.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is some quality crack addict theater.
He frequently threw himself against the wall, trying to elicit a pain response.
Thanks for repeating that.
There was no apparent cause of death.
Ah, I see you brought out your dramatic voice for that line. Don't worry, I'm sure you scared the infants that are too young to use YouTube.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen, it's Raggedy Anzy here.
And I'm Ron Burgundy. Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
I'm here with a very, very special friend who I'll call either Dapper Dan or Dirty Dan or...
Where are we now? Don't you live in a dollhouse? Also, the lack of music is horribly boring.
Alright, so I know what you guys are thinking. You're thinking that, this is my third video.
There was a...
You guys aren't even sure if you like me yet, and already I'm making fun of somebody else's work.
Well, I haven't been here long and I'm making fun of you. You and your stupid art style change can go to hell.
This is hilariously bad.
Too easy.
He was dragged here in a coffin, and so,
Yes, 911, I'd like to report an obvious confession of abuse.
I was unaware of that.
And probably kidnapping.
Here with me to help read and get through this garbage.
I don't know if you can call anything garbage when your own sentence structure is off.
I was sad because I went to every store that sells games and they all say they don't have it.
Try this one on for size. I said and say that there's a problem with your sound levels.
Have you ever wondered how hot the mascots at Walt Disney World must get in the humid Floridian air?
What am I looking at?
Always had his likes and dislikes about Disney World. His dislikes consisted of...
Whoa, was that an audio switch?
Did you forget to say a line and had to redub it?
the rides. I don't know how he couldn't have loved Pirates of the Caribbean either.
And you did it again?
By who? I said urgently back to him.
Something.
Does that sound even remotely human? I'm seriously asking, I wouldn't know.
Let's go ride Space Mountain. You coming, Uncle Rick?
There's something really weird about an obvious young adult trying to mimic a kid.
Nothing imaginary could be that real.
Nice read. You can make truth or dare actors seem like actual people.
I saw Uncle Rick standing maybe 15 feet away. He was looking at the Mickey mascot. And the Mickey was looking at him. That was when I noticed that Mickey's body was facing the opposite direction of Mickey's head.
Wanna see my head come up? Oh, wait, that's another story. Sorry.
What's happening? What's happening?
Usually voice actors do a second take because they didn't like the first take. You took a second take and made it worse than your first one. Congrats!
We are but puppets. Nothing more than a test of what's to come.
What was that last part, Anzy? I couldn't make it out through your shitty editing.
There's liquid on the floor! I was starting to panic when my mom slowly walked into the room. Her cheeks were drenched in tears and her hands were filled with... I stopped dead in my tracks. I don't know how, but I knew. I knew something had happened to my Uncle Rick. She sat...
Hey, what's up everyone? It's Raggedy Anzy. We've replaced the horror narrator with a loony college idiot and her roommate. Let's see if the audience notices. There will be no Thanksgiving creepypasta for this month. Very sorry, there aren't many good ones out there. None that are even funny enough to make fun of. No, that's your opinion. That whenever I do one of these things, I am never attacking the author. So I don't know who the hell you are out there, but I want to let you know we're critiquing or making fun of the story, but not you. We believe that you can still write very good things. Oh, how reassuring. Can you write good things, Anzy? I'm looking right at you, and you look more like a dad telling the worst ghost story of all time to some poor girl who clearly just wants to go to bed. And this one has 4.5 stars. That is simply atrocious. Hey, Anzy, want to know what's worse than 4.5 stars? 3.5 stars.
Oh, wait, I breathed when I shouldn't have. Let's do this again. Why are you missing commas where they're needed and throwing them in when they're not? This is starting to, make it hard for me to breathe.
Comma, chameleon. Pretty fucking long.
No, we actually sat there trying not to laugh for 30 seconds.
The brains of sheep. Person was trying to reach somebody, but instead called the wrong number. And somebody actually answered. And so when they were done speaking, they promised to call again or something, only to find out that the person that they had called, well, the phone line that they had called, was coming from an abandoned building, which no one had lived in for the past 20 or so years. All we got up there was spotty phone service. Seems like bodies aren't the only things you chop these days. All we got up there, you must understand the window was a good 12 to 15 feet off the ground.
What?
Nobody is that tall, but alas, we heard... Can we use that laugh as a ringtone?
Oh, fuck that, I'm not getting that for you.
Here is that it says, sometimes I would take the couch in the living room. What does that mean? I get that you're probably somewhere on the couch, but, you don't say that you're curling up, or you didn't say where the couch was really located. Maybe it was in a corner so that you wouldn't feel like something could creep up on you.
How do we feel about the couch?
Maybe 20 more minutes and we'll drop the couch subject.
I don't personally like the juxtaposition of my uncle invited me to sleep with him in his room and peculiar things happened, like tapping.
Okay, now we have something else to talk about. Why were you sleeping on the fucking couch when you had a perfectly good bunk? And the damn couch is back. Great. This is a pet peeve of mine. I can't...
It got scary.
Because being a human being and stating a feeling is unspeakable in your book, Anzy.
Well, yeah, you're a kid, night is scary. The dark is just inherently scarier. So it would be much creepier if the creepy things happened in the daytime.
Well, I sit in silence in a dark room, left to my thoughts of death and destruction, but you don't hear me complaining. I think that the relationship between the kid and the uncle has gotten really unsafe. Just stop, please. If you maybe back away from my face.
What is this? What is this? Nothing happened to you!
21 gigawatts!
Little did you know that Anzy has a natural supply of helium used when her blood pressure goes through the roof. Well, I've had enough for one day. She truly is a piece of work, isn't she? So glad we won't have to deal with that anymore. This is Rune, signing off.